Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you were there? Or struggled to recall the name of someone you've known for years? For many people over 65, these moments can feel like just another part of aging. But what if I told you certain pills in your medicine cabinet might be quietly making them worse? The truth is, millions of older adults take common medications every day. Some for sleep, some for allergies, some for everyday aches. And yet research shows a number of these pills can slowly affect your memory, thinking, and clarity. Not because you're getting older, but because of the way these drugs interact with your brain. It's not about living in fear. It's about understanding what's really going on so you can make small but powerful changes. Changes that protect your memory, your independence, and your peace of mind. In today's video, I'll share 4 common types of medications doctors say could raise dementia risk. You'll hear real stories, learn the simple science, and discover practical ways to talk with your doctor about safer options. Even one small adjustment could make a difference you can feel. Before we begin, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe so you don't miss our weekly videos on staying strong, sharp, and independent as you age. Your support means the world to us. Now let's start with the first type of pill you need to know about. Number 1, anticholinergic medications. Imagine this. You have trouble sleeping through the night because of an overactive bladder, or maybe your spring allergies make you miserable. Your doctor prescribes something to help, and for a while it works. You feel some relief, but months later you notice small changes. Forgetting where you put your keys, struggling to follow a conversation, feeling a little foggy when you wake up. This isn't just coincidence. Anticholinergic medications are one of the most common groups of drugs linked to memory loss in older adults. They're often used for bladder problems, allergies, certain stomach issues, and even insomnia. The way they work is by blocking a brain chemical called acetylcholine. This chemical is essential for memory learning and focus. When its levels drop, your brain's communication system slows down. For a younger person, that might mean a bit of temporary drowsiness. But for someone over 65, long-term use can quietly chip away at cognitive health. Studies have found that seniors using these drugs for extended periods face a significantly higher risk of dementia. And here's the tricky part. Many people don't realize they're taking more than one medication with anticholinergic properties. The effects add up without warning. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 76-year-old from Oregon. She had been dealing with seasonal allergies and frequent bathroom trips at night. Her doctor prescribed an antihistamine for the allergies and a bladder medication. Both had anticholinergic effects. Over time, Margaret started to forget appointments and repeat questions. She thought it was just age catching up, but during a medication review with her pharmacist, she discovered these pills might be part of the problem. With her doctor's help, she switched to alternatives and noticed her mental clarity improving within weeks. It's important to remember that these medications aren't bad in themselves. They can be useful when truly needed. The danger comes when they're taken for long periods without review. This is why regular check-ins with your healthcare provider are so important. A good question to ask is, does this medication affect memory? If the answer is yes, discuss other options. Sometimes that means lowering the dose, sometimes it's replacing the medication entirely, and sometimes lifestyle changes can reduce the need for the drug at all. For example, bladder training techniques, reducing caffeine, and adjusting evening fluid intake can help manage nighttime bathroom trips. For allergies, saline rinses and non-sedating antihistamines may be safer choices. And for sleep problems, establishing a bedtime routine. Dimming lights and limiting screen use can make a big difference. If you're unsure whether a medication you take has anticholinergic effects, ask your doctor or pharmacist for a review. Bring every prescription, over-the-counter pill, and supplement with you. Even some cold medicines and sleep aids contain these properties. The goal isn't to scare you, it's to give you the knowledge to protect your mind. Have you ever looked at the side effects of your medications? If not, maybe today is the day to start. A simple conversation can help preserve your memory for years to come. Now that we've looked at one of the most common hidden risks, let's move on to the second type of medication you should know about. This one is often given with the best intentions, but its long-term effects can be just as concerning. Number 2, sleep aids and sedatives. If you've ever spent the night tossing and turning, watching the clock move from midnight to 2, then 4 in the morning, you know how exhausting sleeplessness can be. For many older adults, a prescription sleep aid feels like a gift. You finally get those precious hours of rest. You wake up thinking, at least I slept. But over time, that relief can come with a hidden cost. Sleep aids and sedatives, including a class called benzodiazepines, work by slowing down the central nervous system. They help you relax quiet racing thoughts and drift off more easily. But the same calming effect that helps you sleep also slows the brain's natural rhythm. Your brain needs cycles of alertness and rest to maintain memory focus and emotional balance. When those cycles are dulled night after night, your mental sharpness can fade. Older adults process these drugs more slowly than younger people. That means the sedative effect lingers into the next day. At first, it may just feel like morning grogginess, but over weeks or months, it can lead to confusion, slower thinking, and even a higher risk of developing dementia. It also increases the risk of dizziness and falls, which can be devastating at any age, but especially after 65. Let me share the story of Charles, a 79-year-old retired teacher from Pennsylvania. For years, Charles struggled with waking up at 3 a.m. and not being able to fall back asleep. His doctor prescribed a benzodiazepine. At first, it worked beautifully, but months later, Charles noticed he was forgetting words mid-sentence. He misplaced his reading glasses constantly, and one morning he nearly tripped over the living room rug because he felt off balance. Concerned, his daughter urged him to speak with his doctor. Together, they created a plan to slowly reduce his medication and replace it with non-drug approaches to sleep. Within a few weeks, Charles said he felt clearer than he had in months. So what are these safer approaches? They often start with simple habits: going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, avoiding caffeine in the afternoon, keeping the bedroom cool, quiet, and dark, limiting screen time before bed. Gentle activities like reading or listening to calming music can signal the body it's time to rest. For some, cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia has shown lasting benefits without the risks of medication. If you currently take a sleep aid regularly, don't stop abruptly. That can cause withdrawal symptoms and make sleep worse. Instead, talk to your healthcare provider about a gradual reduction plan. Ask whether a different medication or a non-medication strategy could help you sleep while keeping your mind sharp. One way to think about it is this: sleep is meant to restore you, not leave you foggy and unsteady the next day. The goal is rest that gives you energy for living, not rest that quietly steals your clarity. Have you ever noticed feeling slower or more forgetful after a night of medication-induced sleep? Type yes if it sounds familiar. Now let's look at the third group of medications. They're often prescribed to improve mental health and emotional well-being, but for older adults, certain ones may also carry hidden risks for the brain. Number 3, certain antidepressants. Life after 65 often brings changes that can weigh heavily on the heart. The loss of a spouse, the shift from a busy career to quiet days at home, or the distance from friends and family can sometimes lead to sadness, anxiety, or a deep sense of loneliness. In these moments, antidepressants can be a lifeline. They help restore balance, lift mood, and bring back a sense of stability. But for some older medications in this category, the benefits may come with side effects that quietly affect the brain. Not all antidepressants work the same way. Many of the older types, especially tricyclic antidepressants, change the levels of brain chemicals like serotonin and norepinephrine. These chemicals influence mood and thinking. While they can improve emotional health, their effect on the brain's chemical balance can also cause memory problems, confusion, and slower thinking. For seniors, these side effects may be mistaken for normal aging or even early signs of dementia, when in fact the medication itself may be part of the reason. Consider the story of Helen, a 72-year-old widow from Arizona. After her husband passed away, she found herself struggling to get out of bed, losing interest in the hobbies she once loved and feeling isolated. Her doctor prescribed a tricyclic antidepressant. At first, Helen felt lighter, as if a weight had been lifted. But after a year, she began forgetting important dates and losing track of conversations. Her daughter suggested they review her medications with a new doctor. That review revealed the antidepressant's potential impact on her memory. With guidance, Helen gradually switched to a newer medication with fewer cognitive side effects. Within months, her focus improved and her confidence returned. The reality is that many seniors are prescribed older antidepressants because they are effective and sometimes less expensive. But costs should never outweigh brain health. The key is balance finding treatments that support mental well-being while protecting cognitive function. This is where open, ongoing conversations with your healthcare provider become essential. If you or someone you love is taking an antidepressant, especially an older one, it's worth asking your doctor, could this be affecting my memory or focus? If the answer is yes, discuss whether a different medication therapy or combination approach could be just as effective without compromising mental clarity. Never stop antidepressants suddenly, as this can cause withdrawal symptoms and worsen mood. Any change should be done slowly under professional supervision. In addition to medication adjustments, lifestyle strategies can also help lift mood. Regular physical activity, social engagement, creative hobbies, and a balanced diet all play a role in supporting both emotional and brain health. Gentle practices like meditation, walking outdoors, or joining a community group can help create purpose and connection. Depression is not a weakness, and seeking help is a sign of strength. But just as important is making sure the help you're receiving truly supports the whole of you, mind, body, and memory. Have you ever felt your thinking change after starting a new medication for mood or anxiety? Share your thoughts in the comments. Now we'll move to the fourth type of medication. It's something many people pick up at the drugstore without a second thought. Yet for older adults, its impact on memory can be just as significant as any prescription drug. Number 4, over-the-counter PM pain relievers. It's late in the evening. Your knees ache from a long day, or maybe your back feels tight after hours of sitting. You open your medicine cabinet, reach for a familiar bottle, and see the comforting words PM on the label. You know it will ease the pain and help you sleep through the night. For many, this routine feels harmless. After all, if it's sold without a prescription, it must be safe, right? The truth is, those PM formulas often contain more than just pain relief. Many include diphenhydramine or other sedating antihistamines, the same kinds of ingredients found in some sleep aids. They work by calming the central nervous system, which helps you drift off. But when taken regularly, especially as you get older, they can subtly affect brain function. Over time, these sedating ingredients may lead to memory problems, confusion, and slower thinking. Because they're over-the-counter, people often use them without talking to a doctor, and sometimes for weeks or months at a time. For seniors, this can be especially risky. The aging brain is more sensitive to medications, and the body processes them more slowly, so the effects can build up. What feels like just a little grogginess in the morning can slowly turn into noticeable forgetfulness or trouble focusing. Let me tell you about Robert, a 77-year-old retired mechanic from Ohio. He'd been using a popular PM pain reliever for his arthritis pain and restless nights. It worked well at first, but over time, his wife noticed he was missing appointments and occasionally getting lost while driving routes he'd known for decades. After a medication review, his doctor connected the dots. The diphenhydramine in his nightly pills could be affecting his memory. Together, they switched him to non-sedating pain relief during the day and explored gentle evening stretches and heat therapy for nighttime comfort. Within a few weeks, Robert felt sharper and more present. This doesn't mean you have to live with pain or sleeplessness, but it does mean looking for safer options. For pain, talk to your doctor about non-sedating alternatives or targeted therapies like physical therapy, gentle yoga, or topical treatments. For sleep, focus on healthy bedtime habits, keeping the room cool, dimming lights, and relaxing with a warm bath or calming music. And always read labels carefully. Ingredients matter. One of the challenges with PM pain relievers is that their sedating ingredients aren't always obvious. They may be hidden under unfamiliar names, and marketing often focuses on fast relief or overnight comfort rather than long-term effects. By becoming a label detective, you can spot these compounds and decide whether they belong in your routine. If you've been taking these medications for a while, especially nightly, consider talking with your healthcare provider about stepping back. Sudden stopping isn't usually dangerous with antihistamines, but finding a better alternative for both pain and sleep can make a huge difference in how alert and steady you feel each day. Protecting your memory isn't only about prescription drugs. Over-the-counter medications can be just as powerful for better or worse. The key is to make sure the power works in your favor. Have you ever checked the label on your nighttime pain reliever? Let me know in the comments. Now that we've explored all 4 types of medications, let's bring it together in a way that empowers you to take the next step toward protecting your brain and living fully. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've covered today. We've talked about 4 types of medications that may quietly affect memory and cognitive health as we age. Anticholinergic drugs, which can help with allergies, bladder issues, and sleep, but may block a key brain chemical. Sleep aids and sedatives, offering short-term rest, but sometimes leaving lasting fog. Certain older antidepressants, which can support mood, yet interfere with clarity. And finally, over-the-counter PM pain relievers, often taken without a second thought, that may slow the mind over time. None of this is about fear, it's about awareness. The more you know, the more you can protect yourself. Your brain is your most precious tool for living fully, remembering moments and staying independent. And the truth is, even small changes like switching to a safer medication, lowering a dose, or adding healthier habits can have a big impact. So where do you start? Begin with one action. Review your medications with your doctor or pharmacist. Bring a list, ask questions, and be open to exploring alternatives. You don't have to change everything at once. Just one thoughtful step can be the beginning of preserving your clarity for years to come. And as you make these changes, remember this: your mind is worth protecting every single day. You've gathered a lifetime of memories, lessons, and stories. They're treasures no one else has. By making informed choices now, you're giving yourself the gift of more years to share them. If this video has been helpful, I'd love for you to like it, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more content that supports your health, strength, and independence. Tell me in the comments one thing you learned today or one step you're planning to take. Your legs carry you, but your mind leads the way. And when you care for both, you're not just aging, you're living with purpose and freedom. Your mind isn't just part of you, it is you. Protect it, and it will carry you farther than you can imagine.